Hello, my friends. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me, and I hope you will enjoy this specific video because we are going to talk about how to set up effective goals for your new year or for the next quarter, or how overall setting goals for your personal brand, because that is the most important thing for your personal brand growth, for your discipline, for your own personal growth, and many other reasons. So, let's talk about your goal settings and how to avoid the common mistakes people do. So, personally, why do I know how to set up the goals? First of all, I've been struggling in this for a long time, and I learned how to overcome certain kind of sabotaging parts of my personality. So I was setting goals and observed how the discipline worked for me. On the other hand, how do I know about personal brand? I did work in branding industry for over 20 years and I still working in it. And I hope my knowledge and my experience will help you to overcome your own struggles with the goal settings, because I struggle with that a lot and I don't want you to struggle with that. So let's start with the enemies which are not allowing you to setting up the goals for your personal brand or goals overall. So, the first and most important thing is the self sabotage. So, the biggest enemy of all, we are smart, our brain is smart, it's sabotaging, and it's sabotaging because it wants to save energy. It want to protect you from failure, from feeling bad. So self-sabotage is pretty much a self-protective system which keeping you happier, keeping you in a better situation, in a better mood, and things like that. So it's not really that bad. So what is really important to know about the self-sabotage? It's to understand how to overcome it. So when we talk about the self-sabotage, it's a lot about understanding who you are, what is stopping you, what fears do you have, what limiting beliefs do you have, understanding what kind of trauma did you have. So many times they will play a significant role in self-sabotaging situations which you will have for yourself. So if you can notice self sabotage, I would recommend you to step back for a little bit and understand that you can do something about that. Don't follow this rule. Don't follow your brain, which is leading you to the safe situation. Most of the time, if you want to grow, if you want to do some self development, it's really important to recognize self sabotaging situation and step back and see what you can do instead. So the next one, the biggest goal is no consistency. Biggest goal breaker is no consistency. So, for example, we promise to ourselves to do some exercises or go for some dieting or somehow do some disciplining work with our bodies. And then our brain, again, either use self sabotage or something like that to stop us, to prevent us from this different route which building up in our head. So consistency is really important thing. Habits allow you to move forward with ease, but before they build, your brain will try to stop you from creating the new neural paths. The reason is that to create this path, your brain is require a lot of energy. So while you're doing something new, it's a little bit difficult for your body to move towards this new direction. So until the habit is built, it's difficult. Once the habit is built, it's easy. So your brain will prevent this process because there is too much of energy going there. So yeah, okay, you have to avoid it from the perspective of your brain. So how to look at this? This is a time where you need to use your willpower. You need to really write down the steps which you're going to take, and you're going to follow it thoroughly for at least 21 days. But Dr. Lee was also recommended to do it for 63 days. 63 days, it's 21 multiplied on 3. So it's really cool time to follow a certain habit. This time you will not just build a habit, you will also build some form of mastery. So if you want, for example, master your live videos, I can recommend you to join Visibility Gym program and start from there. But then I always recommend my students to follow the program afterwards 63 days, and it is really recommended because they not just get incredible knowledge in Visibility Gyms, they also build the habit to go live and show up confidently and consistently. So when you want to build the personal brand goals, you really need to focus on consistency. Why so? You not just build the habit and it is great to have some new habits and make your life easier. You will also show your clients, you will show your audience that you are consistent, that you have that inner self discipline, that you are a leader, and you're a trustworthy leader who they can follow. So it's important to show to people that you can be consistent. So this is a part when you walk your talk. So no consistency will kill your personal brand. Consistency will add to your personal brand. Now, the third one is the lack of tracking system. And this is an interesting thing because for many people, when they create some goals, when they decide to move in some new direction, they have this in mind. So they're like, all right, I have an idea. I would like to do it. For example, I would like to do some skipping. And this year I start with a challenge. I'm going to do 30 days skipping. I bought the skipping rope and I enjoy skipping. So I really had problems previously with skipping. So, because I usually take 30 days challenges quite frequently to improve my discipline and to work on my health issues or improve my health or something like that, I know that previously I overdid skipping and it caused some problems for me. So now I'm going to it very, very slowly. Instead of trying to create tons of skipping like every single day, I will jump every day like for 1 hour or something like that. I start with just 10 jumps. And guess what? It will not improve my health immediately, but I'm going with 10 jumps for the next 10 days, and I will see how I will get more comfortable with skipping. Then in the next 10 days, I will do 15 jumps. Not 100, not 300 as I did before when I end up in hospital. So I actually going to do it in a very achievable way. Why so? Because I'm going to do it for 30 days and then I will see if I feel more comfortable how much more jumps I can add. And I'm going to move with this for 63 days at least. So the small shifts will allow me to see how I'm progress health wise, how it built into a habit and things like this. So the smaller shifts, smaller tracking systems will allow you to see how you're doing with your goals. So always add the tracking system. Giving you an example of another challenge which I took, which was running challenge. I started with 1 minute consistent run and end up the challenge with 30 minutes run. Now, in a 30 minutes run, I absolutely didn't enjoy it by the end, and I didn't feel comfortable with that. Why so? I'm not very vivid runner. I don't really like running. But what I really liked in this challenge, I realized that I like to run 10 minutes and then walk for 20 minutes and run for 10 minutes and then walk for 20 minutes and then run 10 minutes again. So that was a very different pace, which was suggested by the challenge. But without this challenge, I would never know what I really enjoy. So these challenges will help you to understand with these tracking systems where are you going and how to adjust the change, because many times you will not need the goal which you set initially. Sometimes you will be able to adjust it. So if you set the tracking system where you also tell yourself that I will change my goal potentially or tweak my goal potentially after say 15 days, I will see how it goes, or after 21 days, depending on the challenge. It will help you to understand and be flexible how to move towards your goals consistently in a long term. So these are milestones which will help you to track your goal and see where you're going, how to shift, what to change. So as you see, I love challenges, and I absolutely invite you to Visibility Gym Challenge, because this is my favorite program, which will help you to show up on the video consistently, will help you to understand how to create perfect videos, and you totally have to join Visibility Gym in this year. Recommending it, absolutely join it. I will put some video somewhere in the corner or the link in the description. Now, let's go to the actual way how you're going to set your goals for your personal brand. So, there are three important elements for this. The element number one is decision. The element number two is resource revising. And the element number three is action. And as you see, all of these three elements are relevant to tracking as well. So, these three elements are most important elements. I tested them when I was evacuated from Kiev during the wartime, and it was very difficult, but I had my own personal coaching system, which I created a few weeks before the war started. So it was really in a form of the message to my friend who usually beta tested my programs. And I had all the list of the steps which I want to do. And I sent it to my friend. So she said, amazing, it's fantastic thing to create the goal system. It's great. So when I was in bomb shelter, I was like, all right, this is the best time to check the system. If it works for me and I will be able to evacuate from Kiev and achieve my results within the next month, then the system work. So pretty much I created the guide as I planned. I created it in bomb shelter, and I asked myself these questions from this questionnaire which I created, and well, it did work. I end up in many places when I didn't know where to go, like no hotel, no place, no direction, no tickets, no visa, no things like that. And I overcome most of the things because of the system which I created for myself. So I teach the system in my program, Personal Branding Mastery. If you like to join this program, let me know. It's a very interesting program which help you to build your personal brand. So, decision. The first thing is decision. How to achieve your goals for your personal brand is make a decision. So, whatever goal you set, you need to start with a decision. Many times, and it might surprise you, we decide that we're going to do something, like we set up the goal. For example, setting up the goal for dieting or something like that, for something like restrictive. And the next day or few days after, some of our friend have birthday or something like that. We're like, well, that will be a cheating day or something like that. And then after the cheating day, the next day we're like, yeah, that probably will be another cheating day, and then another one, and then you probably will have some pandemic or anything like that, and you end up with eating cake every single day. Did that. So to avoid this kind of traps, you need to make a decision. So your decision will be restrictive for you. So that's why your brain will go to self-sabotage tactics. But your decision will help you to be consistent. You need to trust yourself enough to follow your own decision and move through a specific period of time. So if you make a decision, hear me out, with tracking, you say that for the 30 days, for example, I'm going to restrict myself on, for example, sugar. And I'm going to not eat sugar for 30 days, but then after that, I can eat as much sugar as I want. So, what it does, it helps your brain to not start the self sabotage fast so that it stops you. It allow you to move through all 30 days without getting into this trap. And then it's too late for self-sabotage. This is how you trick your brain with decision. So take the decision that you're going to follow consistently your idea for the next 30, better if you will do it for like 63 days. If you will do it, it will allow you to get the level when this is already a habit. So you will build the goal, you will achieve result, it will be trackable, decision made, and then you just put that little tick that okay, it's done. So small results are also very important. When you do the tracking, also you need to write small results. And we're going to talk about this in a minute. Now, the second part, the resources, and this was the most important part for me when I was evacuating. This is a big part of this self-coaching document, because we need to see how our resources are working. Our resources are our body, our health, mental health, and physical health, our finances. So, can we afford it? How can we afford it? And obviously, the circumstances. So, many times the circumstances are limiting our abilities. So, when you analyze your resources, you need to see that you have enough resources to achieve your goals, because many times it's simply a problem for people and a part of self sabotage when you want to meditate, for example, but to meditate you need to have a specific place, and you're going on with this idea that yeah, I will meditate one day, but it will only happen when I will buy, say, yoga mat or something like that. So you said this kind of circumstances is a part of the self sabotage which you don't realize. So, if you need specific resources to achieve your goals, before you set up this decision, before you take the decision, and before you set the goal to start, buy all the resources or purchase all the necessary elements which you need to achieve this goal. If you will be able to get this before, it will allow you to not have any excuses and also have a clarity on that can you achieve this goal or not. It's also important to know what will happen if you will go in this direction or not, but that's a different story altogether. So you need to understand, do you have capacity? Do you have these resources? Do you have enough body health, for example, to go for some sport challenges? Do you have enough mental capacity to move through? So if you are in a deep depressive state or something like this, probably moving forward with a strong decision or disciplinary kind of goal won't be the best idea. So if you are in depressive state, maybe start with the small steps. Start with something which giving you pleasure and comfort of achieving small goals rather than put a huge goal straight forward and then be even more depressed that you didn't achieve it. So understand what is capacity which you have and how it will affect your outcome. Now, the last one is the most important thing, and this thing called action. So, when we set up these goals, the most important part, and this is again related to trackability of these goals, is taking action. Many times we just write goals, and I'm just great expert of writing down goals and set up plans, reverse engineer them. It's amazing. It's a process itself. We do it a lot in my program with vision, when we understand where person want to be within 5 years and stuff like that. So it's a very, very powerful system. There are plenty of different systems how you set up goals. And as you understand, in many of my programs, I use different systems to help my clients when I coach them to achieve their goals, to set up goals, to enjoy achieving these goals. So when people setting up goals, they don't take action. Because when they write them down, they already feel that they take action and that's enough. They're like, "Ooh, I set up goals. Awesome." And then nothing happened because you didn't set the action plan. So first you set the action plan and then you actually start doing it. Giving you an example. Today is the 1st of January. This is when I creating this video. I already purchased my skipping rope in December. I already make my jumps today. So that's the first day. I set this all up because I knew that if I will not have my skipping rope, In case there will be some kind of problem, I won't do it. So I won't start my challenge. I also restarting my 90 days challenge today, and I'm going to post one video a day from today because I was not consistent in December. And that works exactly like if you ever heard about the positive thinking challenge, when you have a bracelet with positive thinking, and if you start thinking negative something, you just put this bracelet on a different hand. So this is interesting thing because it allows you to restart the challenge until you actually consistently thinking positively for the 30 days. Very powerful technique. So same thing, be responsible about your challenges. What is going to happen if you skip one day? So you can, for example, plan for cheat days, or you can plan that you will have a big cheat day after the end of the challenge, or you can make shorter period challenges like 15 days, 15 days, 15 days, when you will have a longer kind of break between these 15 days. It's up to you, whatever is comfortable for you. But don't set up the goals which are much bigger than that what you can achieve in the moment, and take action. The action is the most important thing. As I say, the minimal time for the challenge, minimum time for your goal achievement has to be at least 21 days. Now, if you talk about the goals when you're earning something or doing something, like it can be different times. But if it's about the habit setting or something like this, 21 days minimum is recommended or more. So, these are important aspects of the goal setting. Now, let's talk about your personal brand, because we are not just talking about the random goal settings, it's about personal brand. So, your personal brand is a lot about your personality and about the way how you are trustworthy. So, when people see that you are consistently achieving your goals and you are doing it publicly, this was one of the most powerful techniques for many coaches and experts to show up with their challenges consistently online through social media and help people to see, first of all, that they do something consistently, help people to see that they are struggling with something, because people love relatability, not perfect, and also to teach them something in the process. This is one of the most powerful ways to show that you are growing as personality, you are achieving something, and you can lead people because you can invite them to join the challenge with you. And I'm absolutely inviting you to join my 90 days video challenge. Enjoy it, love it. I'll be happy if you will be with me on this challenge. I'm reminding you, in this challenge, I'm going to post 90 videos. Some of them will be live videos, some of them will be pre-recorded videos, and I just going to create tons of content for my blog, for my podcast, for my YouTube channel, and hopefully it will help many people to get their personal brand done and achieve something. And I hope it will work for you as well. So when we do this important element, we setting up the goals, we overcoming our self-sabotage, we take up the action, we show that we are trustworthy to our people. That's why for personal brands, setting up the challenges is a very powerful way. Now, if you want to build up the personal brand and make some sort of profit, it will be good for you to set up the revision how you can make money. That's a very powerful way. So before we set up the goal, like I want to build 7 figures business, 6 figures business, whatever, before that, see how you can bring money right now with the resources which you have. We get back to the resources which we have. So when you have your personal brand, when you have your programs, when you have your book, how much money all of these resources, all of these assets can bring to your business. So when you're setting up the goals for your personal brand, financial goals, you need to make sure that you have enough of streams of income to create the 6 figures business. Now, you also need to see time wise. So when we set up the goals and we understand that we don't have time to achieve it, this is another way how our brain sabotaging our goals, because we set unrealistic expectations as goals. Guess what will happen with your body and with your brain? The interesting part that when you set up the goal, your dopamine is rising, your motivation is rising. Like, yes, I'm going to achieve it, etc. But then your expectations are high. And if you didn't include the resources revision, for example, you don't have assets which bring you this much money, or you don't have resources to invest in promotion or advertising, or you don't have the space or something like that, or I mean, there could be many different things which will not allow you to get this financial goal because you didn't revise your resources, or because you just simply didn't have time because you have wife and kids, or husband and kids and elder people, and you have to learn something, and also you didn't include that you have to have vacation. So this can stop you from achieving the goal. Guess what? When you will realize that you didn't achieve this goal, the drop of the dopamine will be so severe that depression will just so it will be just really, really big. So to avoid the situation, you need to include all the revision and all the calculation before you set up your goal, or in the process of setting up your goals. You need to understand, do you have the resources? Do you have time? And now, the most important part, the final suggestion for your goal setting, I would recommend you to come with a public promise that you are going to follow this promise through a certain amount of days, just like I did before with 90 days videos. And I promised to people to go with 90 days video, and I didn't go in December. There were several reasons. I was expecting this false start, and I posted any second day, I would say. This time I'm going to start with posting every day. So we will see how I will be able to move through. I understand we are human beings. Sometimes I might skip one or few days. I'm allowing myself to do it. Here is the reason: not every single person will follow all my 90 videos, which is absolutely fine. So I do it only for myself, and I see how my numbers improved. I already see how my visibility improved even in that amount of videos which I post. However, because I'm promising you to post 90 videos in a row, I'm going to follow it right now. So, this is a promise which you need to give to your viewers, to your audience, to your friends, or somebody like that. Just make this resolution: I'm going to achieve XYZ. So, when you do it publicly, it's most likely you will not be able to step back, or step back completely. So it will help you to be more accountable. And the final tip: if you are just like myself, very not accountable, I would recommend you to ask your friend or your mentor to make you accountable. It's very easy. Most of the time, it's just one message a day. When by the end of the day, you just say, okay, I did what I promised. This is what I did. This is a proof. For example, when I was on meditation challenge with my friend, it was very interesting. We were doing 60 days of meditation practice, 15 minutes every day consistently. We were trying to improve consistency. We were just showing each other the screen, how long, screen of the phone, because we were meditating on time. So we were sharing how long time we meditated today. This consistency improved our meditation practice significantly. Now, my friend is in Canada. I was by that time in Ukraine. So the geography is not a problem. Time zone is not a problem. Sending each other screenshot is not a problem. It's not a difficult practice at all. With another friend from England, we were doing 10,000 steps a day challenge for 30 days, I guess. And again, we were sharing our screen from the app, which was counting our steps. So it's very easy to set up accountability for yourself, and it will allow you to achieve your first goals. Now, the trick is simple. If you really want to start achieving your goals consistently, not just set up some range of goals on New Year and then never achieve them. This is what majority of people do. So if you are a personal brand and you are a leader and you want to lead people and you want to be an example, you really need to show the consistent results with many goals, how you achieve them consistently. So I would recommend you to do following. I would recommend you to set up smaller goals initially, smaller and shorter goals. And don't set up 20 goals in time. Set up one goal, which it will be easy for you to achieve. When you set up one goal at a time and you can achieve it within 15 days or something like this, it will improve your motivation for the next goal and for the next goal and for the next goal. So then after you will start achieving goals on 30 days, you will be able to achieve goals in 60 days, etc. Also, there are plenty of different goal setting tactics, which I'm going to teach you in the upcoming videos. So please subscribe to this channel. Please hit notification button and comment below what kind of questions do you have about personal branding, and I'll be happy to create a video for you. And I will see you in my next video. And remember this, if you want to achieve your goals, action is the most important part. If you watch this video and it was helpful for you, I will recommend you to start writing your actions and goals today, and then you will be able to achieve your first goal within next 15 days. Isn't it amazing? I think so. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.